Pavitra Pavitrova Sarvavashtatam Gatopiva Yasmarat Pundarikaksham Savayabantara Suchi Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Bhurabhuva Suvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yo Naha Prachodayat Om Suklam Bhararam Vishnum Sashivanam Chaturbhujam Prasadavaranam Dhyaye Sarva Vignopashantaye Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Brahmanadam Paramasukadam Kevalam Janamurtim Danvatitam Ganga Sadesham Tattvamasaradiksam Ekam Nityam Bimalam Archalam Sarvari Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunartitam Sadgurutam Namami. Guru consciousness is bliss absolute, the bestower of ultimate happiness. It is knowledge itself beyond duality, pervasive as the sky. It is the final goal of the statement, thou art that. It is unity itself, eternal, embellished, and unwavering. It is the witness of all thoughts, beyond all states, and untouched by the three gunas. Om Gam Gurubhyo Namah. Om Gam Gurubhyo Namah. Om Gam Gurubhyo Namah. Om Gam Gurubhyo Namah. Vahanam Samarpayami. Om Gam Gurubhyo Namah. Asanam Samarpayami. Om Shri Sanatana Maha Pajam Smarpayami. Om Shri Sanatana Maha Argyam Smarpayami. Om Shri Sanatana Maha Achanam Smarpayami. Om Shri Sanatana Maha Sananam Smarpayami. Om Shri Sanatana Maha Bhushtanam Smarpayami. Om Shri Sanatana Maha Jananam Smarpayami. Om Shri Sanatana Maha Akashanam Smarpayami. Om Shri Sanatana Maha Pushpam Smarpayami. Om Pushpam Smarpayami. Om Pushpam Smarpayami. Om Shri Sanatana Maha Gandanam Smarpayami. Om Shri Sanatana Maha Dupam Smarpayami. Om Shri Sanatana Maha Deepam Smarpayami. Om Shri Sanatana Maha Navijam Smarpayami. Shri Sanatana Mahajal Samarpayami. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Kandalanda Mandarakaram, Deptayena Charkaram, Tatpridam Deshtutam Yena, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Shri Sanatana Namaha Namaskaram Samarpayami. Arti Samarpayami Shri Shirdi Sai Baba Namaha. Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Shirdi Sai Hare Bhakta Janam Samrakshaka Bhakta Janam Samrakshaka Shirdi Maheshwara Om Jai Jagadish Hare Seshivararam Shrikara Sarva Pranapataye Swami Sarva Pranapataye Ahashrita Kalpalatika Ahashrita Kalpalatika Apadbandava Om Jai Jagadish Hare Mata Pita Gurudev Mariam Tayanive Swami Mariam Tayanive Narada Brahma Jagannatha Narada Brahma Jagannatha Nagendraya Sharaya Om Jai Jagadish Hare Om Kala Rupa Hare Shiva Sai Mahadeva Shirdi Sai Mahadeva Mahangala Harati Anduka Mahangala Harati Anduka Mandala Giri Hare Om Jai Jagadish Hare Narayana Nayaranya Om Satya Nayaranya 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 Om Nayaranya Nayaranya Om Satya Nayaranya Nayaranya Om Satya Nayaranya Nayaranya Om Jai Sadguru Deva Nayaranya Nayaranya Om Satya Nayaranya 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 Om Nayaranya Nayaranya Om Satya Nayaranya Nayaranya Om Satya Nayaranya Nayaranya Om Jai Sadguru Deva Nayaranya Nayaranya Om Satya Nayaranya 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 Om Nayaranya Nayaranya Om Satya Nayaranya Nayaranya Om Satya Nayaranya Nayaranya Om Jai Sadguru Deva Om Shanti 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 Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu 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 loka samasta. 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 Sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Akilanda Koti Brahma Danayanaka Rajdi Rajogi Rajapada Brahma Satchitananda Smat Satguru Shri Bhagavan Shirdi Sai Nath Maharaj Ki Jai. Akilanda Koti Brahma Danayanaka Rajdi Rajogi Rajapada Brahma Satchitananda Smat Satguru Shri Anandamai Ma Maharaj Ki Jai. Akilanda Koti Brahma Danayanaka Rajdi Rajogi Rajapada Brahma Satchitananda Smat Satguru Shri Shankanchaya Maharaj Ki Jai. Paramam pavitram bhavaha vibhutim Paramam vishitram nila vibhutim Paramahatma istradamaksha pradatam Bhava vibhutim Idamam smarami Sai Baba vibhutim Satatam smarami Shirdi Sai vibhutim Manasam smarami. Om, Om, Om. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurmam Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Sahana Bhavantu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavavahai Tejasvina Vadhitamastu Mavidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Sai Shri Sai Jai Jai Sai Jai Guru. Jai Guru. Cosmic blessings to your Thursday morning, all here now. We move into our weekly Shri Sai Satcharita reading. As like last week, this is a unique chapter where there's two chapters in one. Chapter 28 and 29. In the last two chapters, Hemdapant described how a rich gentleman aspiring for a quick self-realization was treated by Baba. And now in these two chapters, he describes how Hemdapant himself was accepted and blessed by Baba, how Baba encouraged good thoughts and fortified them, and his teachings regarding self-improvement, slander, and rumination for labor. Preliminary. It is well-known fact that the Sadguru looks first to the qualification of his disciples and then gives them suitable instructions, without unsettling their minds in the least, and leads them on towards the goal of self-realization. In this respect, some say that What the Sadguru teaches or instructs should not be divulged to others. They think that their instructions become useless if they are published. This view is not correct. The Sadguru is like a monsoon cloud. He pours down profusely, scatters widely his nectar-like teachings. These we should enjoy and assimilate to our heart's content, and then serve others with them without any reservation. This rule should apply not only to what he teaches in our waking state, but to the vision he gives us in our dreams. To quote an instance, Buddha Rishi published his celebrated Ram Rakshastrotta, which he had seen in his dream. Like a loving mother forcefully biting her beneficial medicines down the throats of her children for the sake of their health, Sai Baba imparted spiritual instructions to his devotees. His method was not veiled or secret, but quite open. The devotees who followed his instructions got their objects. Sadgurus like Sai Baba open our eyes of the intellect and show us the divine beauty of the self and fulfill our tender, loving longings and devotions. When this is done, our desire for sense objects vanishes. Twin fruits of Vivek, discrimination, and Viagra, dispassion or non-attachment, come to our hands, and knowledge sprouts up, even in the sleep. As this we get when we come in contact with saints, serve them, and secure their love. The Lord who fulfills the desires of his devotees comes to our aid, removes our troubles and sufferings, and makes us happy. This progress or development is entirely due to the help of the Sadguru, who is regarded as the Lord himself. Therefore, we should always be after the Sadguru, hear his stories, fall at his feet, and serve him. Now, we come to our main story. Mr. State. There was a gentleman named Mr. State who had attained some publicity many years ago during Crawford regime, which was put down by Lord Rie, the governor of Mumbai. He suffered severe losses in trade. Other adverse circumstances gave him much trouble and made him sad and dejected. Being restless, he thought of leaving home and going out to a distant place. Man does not generally think of God, but when difficulties and calamities overtake him, he turns to him and prays for relief. If his demerits have come to an end, God arranges his meeting with a saint, who gives him a proper direction regarding his welfare. Mr. Seth had similar experience. His friends advised him to go to Shirdi, where so many people were flocking to get Sai Baba's darshan. For getting peace of mind and the satisfaction of their wants, he liked the idea and at once came to Shirdi in 1917. Seeing Baba's form, which was like eternal Brahman's self-luminous, peerless, and pure, his mind lost its restlessness and became calm and composed. He thought that it was an accumulation of merits in his former births that brought him to the holy feet of Baba. He was a man of strong will. He at once started to make a study of the Guru Charita. When the reading was finished in the 7 days, Baba gave him a vision that night. It was to this effect. Baba, with the Guru Charita in his hand, was explaining its contents to Mr. State, who was sitting in front and listened carefully. When he woke up and remembered the dream and felt very happy, he thought that it was extremely kind of Baba who awakened souls like his, that are snoring in ignorance, and make them taste the nectar of the Guru Charita. Next day, he informed Kameshab of the vision and requested him to consult Sai Baba regarding its meaning and significance, whether 1 week's reading was significant or whether he should begin again. Kakashab Dixit went and got a suitable opportunity, asked Baba, Deva, what do you suggest to Mr. State by this vision, whether he should stop or continue the sapta? He is a simple devotee, his desires should be fulfilled. Then Baba replied, he should make one more sapta of the book. If the work be studied carefully, the devotee will become pure and will be benefited. The Lord will be pleased and will rescue him from the bondage of the mundane existence. At this time, Hendapant was present there. He was shampooing Baba's legs. When he heard Baba's words, he thought in his mind, what? Mr. Stott read for a week and only and got a reward, and I am reading it for 40 years with no result. His 7 days stay here becomes fruitful, while my 7 years goes for nothing. Like a chatik bird, I am ever waiting for the merciful cloud to pour its nectar on me and bless me with his instruction. No sooner did this thought cross his mind, Baba knew it then and there. It was the experience of the bhaktas that Baba understood all their thoughts, and that he suppressed the evil thoughts and encouraged the good ones. Reading Hemdapant's mind, Baba at once asked him to get up, go to Shaman, get him 15 rupees as dakshina, sit and chit-chat with him for a while, then return. Mercy dawned on Baba's mind, and so he issued this order, and who could disobey Baba's order? Hemdapant immediately left the masjid and came to Shama's house. He had just bathed and was wearing a dhotar. He came out and asked Hemdapant, "How is it that you are here now? It seems that you have come from the masjid. Why do you look restless and dejected? Why are you alone? Please sit and rest while I shall do my worship and return. In the meanwhile, you please take leaves and betel nuts. Let us then have a pleasant chat." After saying this, he went inside, and Hemdapant sat alone in the veranda. He saw in the window a well-known Marathi book named Nat Bhagavat. This is a commentary by the Saint Eknath on the 11th skanda chapter of the bigger Sanskrit word, the Bhagavat, and the suggestion or recommendation of Sai Baba, Basar Pajag and Kanashab Dixit, read the Bhagavat daily, with its Marathi commentary named Bhavarti Deepka, or Dyaneshwar, a dialogue between Krishna and his friend devotee Arjun, and Nath Bhagavad, a dialogue between Krishna and his servant devotee Uddhav, and also Eknath's other big work, Vij Bharvata Rayamana. When devotees come to Baba and ask him certain questions, he sometimes answers them in part and asks them to go and listen to the readings of the above-mentioned works, which at the main treatise of the Bhagavat Dharma, when the devotee went and listened, they got full satisfactory replies to their question. Hemdapant also used to read daily some portions of the Nat Bhagavat. That day he did not complete the daily portion of his reading, but had left it unfinished in order to accompany certain devotees who were going to the masjid. When he took up the book from Shama's window and casually opened it, he found to his surprise that the unfinished portion opened up. He thought that Baba sent him very kindly to Shama's house for enabling him to complete his daily reading. So he went through the unfinished portion and completed it. As soon as this was over, Shama was, after doing his worship, to come out, and the conversation took place between them. Hemdapant, I have come with a message from Baba. He was asked me to return with 15 rupees dakshina from you, also to sit with you for a while and have a pleasant chit-chat, and then return to the masjid with you. Shama was surprised. I have no money to give. Take my 15 namaskaras, prostrations in lieu of rupees, as dakshina to Baba. Hemdapant, all right. Your namaskaras are accepted. Now let us have some chit-chat. Tell me some stories and leelas of Baba which will destroy our sins. Shama, then sit here for a while. Wonderful is the sport, the Leela of God, Baba. You know it already. I'm a village rustic, while you are an enlightened citizen. You have seen more Leelas since your coming over here. How should I describe them before you? Well, take these leaves, betel nuts, and chuna, and have a panapita, while I go in, dress myself, and come out. In a few minutes, Shama came out and sat talking with Hemdapant. He said, the Leelas of Baba are inscrutable. There is no end to his Leelas. Who can see them? He plays or sports with his Leelas, still he is beyond and unaffected by them. Who and what do we rustics know? Why does not Baba himself tell these stories? Why does he send learned men like you to fool? Look at me. His ways are inconceivable. It can only say that they are not human. With this preface, Shama added, I now remember a story which I shall relate to you. I know it personally. As a devotee is resolute and determined, so is Baba's immediate response. Sometimes Baba puts the devotees to severe test and then gives them upadesh, instructions. As soon as Hemdapant heard the word upadesh, a flash of lightning crossed through his mind. He at once remembered the story of Mr. State's Guru's Charita reading and thought that Baba might have sent him to Shama in order to give him peace and rest his mind. However, he curbed this feeling and began to listen to Shama's stories. They all showed how kind and affectionate Baba was to his devotees. Hemdapant began to feel joy on hearing all these. Then Shama began to tell the story. There was an old woman by the name of Radhibai. She was the mother of Kanashab Deshkamukti. Hearing Baba's fame, she came to Shirdi with people of Sangamir. She took Baba's darshan and was much satisfied. She loved Baba intimately and resolved in her mind that she should accept Baba as her guru and take some upadesh from him. She determined to fast herself unto death, so as long Baba did not accept her and give her any upadesh or mantra. She stayed in her lodging and stopped taking any food or water for 3 days. I was frightened by this ordeal of the old woman and interceded with Baba on her behalf. I said, Deva, what is this you have started? You drag so many persons here. You know that old lady. She is very obstinate and depends on you. She has resolved to fast until death if you do not accept her and instruct her. If anything worse happens, people will blame you and say that Baba did not instruct her, and as a consequence, she met her death. So take some mercy on her, bless her, and instruct her. On seeing her determination, Baba sent for her and made her change her mind by addressing as follows. O Mother, why do you have to subject yourself to unnecessary tortures? You are my mother, and I am your child. Take pity on me and hear my thought. I tell you my own story, which, if you listen carefully, will do you good. I had a guru. He was a great saint and most merciful. I served him long, very long. Still, he would not blow any mantra into my ears. I had keen desire never to leave him, but to stay with him and serve him, and at all costs receive some instructions from him, but he had his own way. He first got my head shaved and asked me for 2 paces as dakshina. I gave the same at once. You may say that as my guru was perfect, why should he ask for money, and how should he be called desireless? The reply is that he never cared for coins. What he had to do with them, his 2 paces were firm faith, patience, or perseverance. I give these 2 paces to him, and he was pleased. I resorted to my guru for 12 years. He brought me up. There was no dearth of food or clothing. He was full of love. He was love incarnate. How can I describe it? He loved me most. Rare is a guru like him. When I looked at him, he seemed as if he was in deep meditation, and then we both were filled with bliss. Night and day I gazed at him with no thought of hunger or thirst. Without him I felt restless. I had no other subject to meditate upon, nor any other thing than my guru to attend. He was my sole refuge. My mind was always fixed on him. This firm faith is one piece of dakshina. Saburi, patience or perseverance, is the other piece. I waited patiently and served my guru. This saburi will ferry across the sea of the mundane existence. Saburi removes the sins and afflictions, gets rid of calamities in various ways, and casts aside all fear, and ultimately gives you success. Saburi is the mine of virtues, consort of good thought. Nishishta, faith, and Saburi, patience, are like twin sisters loving each other very intimately. My guru never expected any other thing from me. He never neglected me, but protected me at all times. I lived with him, and he was sometimes away from him. Still, I was never felt absence of his love. He always protected me by his glance, just as a tortoise feeds her young ones, whether they are near or away from her, or on the other side of the bank, by her loving glances. O Mother, my guru never taught me any mantra then. How shall I blow any mantra into your ears? Just remember that the guru's tortoise-like loving glances gives us happiness. Do not try to get mantra or upadesh from anybody. Make me the sole object of your thoughts and actions, and you will no doubt obtain paramartha, the spiritual goal of life. Look at me wholeheartedly, and I, in turn, look at you. Sitting in this masjid, I speak the truth, nothing but the truth. No sadhana or proficiency in the 6 shastras is necessary. Have faith and confidence in your guru. Believe that guru is the sole actor or doer. Blessed is he who knows the greatness of his guru and thinks him to be Hari, Hara, and Brahma incarnate. Instructed in this way, the old lady was convinced. She bowed to Baba and gave up her fast. Hearing this story carefully and attentively, and marking its significance and appropriateness, Hemdapant was most agreeably surprised on seeing this wonderful Lela of Baba. He was moved from top to toe. He was overflowing with joy. His throat was choked, and he was not able to utter a single word. Shama, on seeing in this condition, asked him, "What is the matter with you? Why are you silent? How shall I describe the innumerable Leelas of Baba?" Just at this time, the bell in the masjid began to ring, proclaiming that the noon worship and Arti ceremony had begun. Therefore, Shama and Hemdapant hurried to the masjid. Baba Sahib Jog had started the worship. Women were up in the masjid and men were standing below in the open courtyard, and they were all singing the Arti in choir and to the accompaniment of drums. Shama went up, pulling Hemdapant with him. He sat to the right of Hemdapant and in front of Baba. On seeing them, Baba asked Hemdapant to give him the dakshina brought from Shama. He replied that Shama gave namaskars in lieu of rupees and that he was there in person. Baba said, "All right, now let me know whether you both had a chit-chat, and if so, tell me all that you talked about." Not minding the sound of the bell, the drum, and the choirs, Hemdapant was eager to tell Baba what they had talked about and started to narrate it. Baba was so anxious to hear, and so he left the bolster and leaned forward. Hemdapant said all that they talked about was very pleasant, especially the story of the old lady who was most wonderful, and that on hearing it, he thought that his Leela was inexplicable, and under the guise of that story, he would really bless him. Baba then said, "Wonderful is the story. How were you blessed? I would like to know everything in detail from you, so tell me about it." Then Hemdapant related in full the story which he had heard a little while before, which would make lasting impressions on his mind. Hearing this, Baba was much pleased and asked him, "Did the story strike you, and did you catch its significance?" He replied, "Yes, Baba. The restlessness of my mind has vanished, and I have gotten true peace and rest, and come to know the true path." Then Baba spoke as follows, "My method is quite unique. Remember well this one story, and it will be very useful to get the knowledge of realization of the self. Dhyan meditation is necessary. If you practice it continuously, the vrittis, subtle thoughts, will be pacified. Being quiet, desireless, you should meditate on God, who is all the creatures, and when the mind is concentrated, the goal will be achieved. Meditate always on my formless nature, which is knowledge incarnate, consciousness and bliss. If you cannot do this, meditate on my form from top to toe, as you see here day and night. As you go on doing this, your vrittis will be single-pointed, and the distraction between the meditator and the act of meditation and the meditation upon will be lost, and the meditator will be one with the consciousness and merged into Brahma. The mother is on the bank of the river, and her young ones are on the other. She gives neither milk nor warmth to them. Her mere loving glance gives them nutrition. The young ones do not but remember their mother. The tortoise glances at the young ones, and the only source of their sustenance and happiness. Similar is the relation between Guru and disciples. When Baba uttered these words, the choir of the Arti song was over, and all cried out loudly in unison, "Victory be to our Sadguru Sai Maharaj, who is pure consciousness, knowledge, and bliss." Dear readers, let us imagine that we are at this time standing amongst the crowd in the masjid, and let us join them in this Jai, Jai, Jai. After the Arti ceremony was over, prasad was distributed. Boss Jeb came forward as usual after saluting Baba, gave into his palm a handful of sugar candy. Baba pushed all of this into the hands of Hemdapant and said to him, "If you take this story to heart and remember it well, your state will be sweet as the sugar candy. All your desires will be filled and you will be happy." Hemdapant bowed down to Baba and implored, "Do favor me like this. Bless and always protect me." Baba replied, "Hear this story, meditate on it, and assimilate its spirit. Then you will always remember and meditate on the Lord, who will manifest himself to you." Dear readers, Hemdapant got prasad of sugar candy, and we now get the prasad of sugar candy or nectar of this story. Let us drink it to our heart's content and meditate it and assimilate it, and be strong and happy by Baba's grace. Amen. Towards the end of the 19th chapter, Hemdapant had dealt with some other matters which are given below. Baba's advice regarding our behavior. The following words of Baba are general welfare and invaluable. If they are kept in the mind and acted upon, they will always do you good. Unless there is some relationship or connection, nobody goes anywhere. If any man or creature comes to you, do not discourteously drive them away, but receive them well and treat them with due respect. Sri Hari will be certainly pleased if you give water to the thirsty, bread to the hungry, clothes to the naked, and your veranda to strangers for resting. If anybody wants any money from you and you are not inclined to give, do not give, but do not bark at him like a dog. Let anybody speak hundreds of things against you. Do not resent by giving a bitter reply. If you tolerate such things, you will certainly be happy. Let the world go topsy-turvy. You remain where you are, standing in your own place. Look on calmly at the show of all things passing before you. Demolish the wall of difference that separates you from me, and then the road from our meetings will be clear and open. The sense of differentiation, as I, as thou, is the barrier, thus keeps away the disciple from his master, and unless that is destroyed, the state of union is not possible. Allah Malek, God is the sole proprietor. Nobody else is our protector. His method of work is extraordinary. Nobody else is our protector. Invaluable and inscrutable, his will be done, and his will shows us the way, and satisfactory is our heart's desires. It is on account of our former relationship that we have come together. Let us love and serve each other and be happy. He who attains the supreme goal of life is immortal and happy. All others merely exist, live so long as they breathe. Encouraging good thoughts to fruition. It is interesting to note how Sai Baba encouraged good thoughts. You have to surrender yourself completely to him with love and devotion, and then you will see how. He helps you, though, throughout. Some saints have said, when you get a good thought immediately after awakening from sleep, and if you develop the same afterwards during the day, your intellect will be unfolded and your mind will obtain calmness. Hamdapant wanted to try this out. One Wednesday night before going to bed, he thought tomorrow is Thursday, an auspicious day. And then the place, Shirdi, is so holy, so let me pass the whole day in remembering and celebrating Ram Nam. And then he slept off. Next morning, as he got up, he remembered without any effort the name of Ram and was much pleased. After finishing his morning duties, he went to see Baba with flowers. When he left the Dixit, he was passing by the Bhuta, where he heard a beautiful song that was being sung nicely by the Angur Bakar in the masjid before Baba. The song was Guru Kripajan Payo Mirhabai by Eknath, in which he says that he got Koryam in the form of his Guru's grace, which opened his vision and made him see Ram in and out, in sleep, dream, and waking, state, and everywhere. There were so many songs, but why was this one song particularly chosen by the Argambar, a devotee of Baba? Is this not a curious coincidence arranged by Baba to amplify the determination of Hemdapant to sing unceasingly Ram Nam during the day? All saints agree and lay stress upon the efficiency of uttering Ram's name, in fulfilling the ambitions of the bhaktas and protecting and serving them from all calamities. Variety of Upadesh. Sai Baba required no special place nor any special time for giving instruction. Whenever any occasion demanded, he gave them freely. Once it so happened that a bhakta of Baba revealed some behind his back before other people. On leaving aside merits, he dwelt on the faults of his brother and spoke so sarcastically that the hearers were disgusted. Generally, we see that people have a tendency to scandalize others unnecessarily, and this brings on ill feelings. Saints see scandals in other light. They say that there are various ways of cleansing and removing dirt by means of water and soap, but a scandal monger has got a way of his own. He removes the dirts of others by his tongue, so in a way he obliges the person who he reveals, for he is to be thanked. Sai Baba had his own method of correcting the scandal monger. He knew by his omniscience what the slander had been done, and when he met him at noon near the Lendi, Baba pointed out to him a pig that was eating filth near the fence and said to him, "Behold how with relish it is gulping filth. Your conduct is similar. You go on revealing your own breath to your heart's content. After performing many deeds of merit, you are born as a human, and if you act like this, how can Shirdi help you in any way?" Needless to say that the Bhakta took the lesson to his heart and went away. In this way, Baba went on giving instructions whenever necessary. If these are born in our minds and acted upon, the spiritual goal of realization is not far off. There is a proverb which says, "If there be my Hari, Lord, he will feed out on my cot." This proverb is only true in respect of food and clothing. But if anyone believing this sits idle and does nothing in spiritual matters, he will be ruined. One has not exert himself to his utmost for attaining self-realization. The more he endeavors, the better for him. Baba said that he was omnipresent, transcending land, air, world, light, and heaven, and that he was not localized. To remove the misunderstanding of those who thought that Baba was only his body, 3.5 cubits in length, he incarnated himself in this form. And if any devotee meditated on him day and night, with complete self-surrender, he experienced the complete union with him, like sweetness and sugar, waves and sea, eye and its sight. He who wants to get rid of the cycles of births and deaths should lead a righteous life with him, with his mind calm and composed. He should not speak harshly to anyone so as to hurt him. He should always engage himself in good actions, should do his duties and surrender himself heart and soul to him. He need not to be afraid of anything. He who trusts him entirely, hears and expounds his Leelas, and does not think of anything else, is sure to obtain self-realization. Baba asked many to remember his name and to surrender to him, but those who wanted to know who they were, who am I, he advised Shravan, study, and Manam, contemplation to some. He advised remembering God's name to others, hearing this Leela to some, worship of his feet to others, reading and studying the Ramayana, Dayaneshwar, and other sacred scriptures. Some he made sit near his feet, some he sent to Kandobal's temple, and some he advised the repetition of 1,000 names of Vishnu, and some the study of the Upanishads and the Gita. There were neither any limit or restriction of his instructions. He gave in persons or by visions or dreams. To someone addicted to drink, he appeared in this dream, sat in his chest, pressed it out, and left him after giving a promise not to touch liquor anymore. To some he explained some mantras like Guru Brahma in dreams. To some devotees he was practicing Hatha Yoga. He sent word out that he should leave off Hatha Yoga practices, sit quietly, and wait. Suburi, it is impossible to describe all his ways and methods. In ordinary worldly dealings, he set examples by his actions, one of which is given below. The remuneration for labor. One day at noon, Baba came to Radha Krishna Mai's house and said, "Bring me a ladder." Some men brought it and set it against the wall of the house, as described by Baba. He climbed up the roof of the Gokurn's house, passed over the roof of Radha Krishna Mai's house, and then got down from the other corner. What object Baba had, none could know. Radha Krishna Mai was there at the time, shivering with malaria. It may be to drive off the fever that he may have gone up there. Immediately after getting down, Baba pointed and paid 2 rupees to the persons who brought the ladder. Somebody asked Baba why he paid so much for this. He replied that nobody should take the labor of others in vain. The worker should be paid for his dues promptly and liberally. If the principle taught by Baba be followed, i.e., if the remunerator for labor be paid promptly and satisfactory, then laborers will turn out better, and both laborers and their employees will be profited. Bows to Sri Sai, peace be to y'all. Om Sai, Sri Sai, JJ Sai. Oh Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Gurudev. Om Guru, Om Guru, Om Gurudev. Om Guru, Om Guru, Om Gurudev. Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Gurudev. Om Guru, Om Guru, Om Gurudev. Om Guru, Om Guru, Om Gurudev. Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Gurudev. Om Guru, Om Guru, Om Gurudev. Om Guru, Om Guru, Om Gurudev. Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Gurudev. Om Guru, Om Guru, Om Gurudev. Om Guru, Om Guru, Om Gurudev. Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Gurudev. Om Guru, Om Guru, Om Gurudev. Om Guru, Om Guru, Om Gurudev. Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Gurudev. Om Guru, Om Guru, Om Gurudev. Om Guru, Om Guru, Om Gurudev. Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Gurudev. Om Guru, Om Guru, Om Gurudev. Om Guru, Om Guru, Om Gurudev. Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya 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 Gurudev. Jaya Guru, Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Guru, Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Guru, 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 Jaya Bliss absolute. Om Sai, Shri Sai, Jai Jai Sai. Blessings to everyone here now and here to be later. The new moon is at 5:51 Mountain Standard Time a.m. tomorrow morning, so tonight we'll be hosting the new moon fire ceremony. So if any of you hear this message, please join us. Please connect into this Thursday's grace, this Guru Day, where we honor the holy preceptor, honor our new intentions that we set forth, and trust that in surrendering wholeheartedly to Baba, that these intentions will be heard and fruitioned and turned into palpable objects in our life. May we, understanding though the main goal, the realization of life, is self-realization. The path has been laid out before us. All we need to do now is follow it. Seems easier than it is, right? Pranams, peace, love, Om Sai, Shri Sai, Jai Jai Sai, Jai Guru.